what's up guys, it's Brett Baize here with GetPatch.com team. I'm the certified trainer for California. What I'm going to do today is basically just kind of show you, if you've got a set of sample patches, how to go over your horse and how to apply them. Going to just kind of keep it short and sweet, show you the general spots to check for pain. But the first thing that I want anybody to know is I'm not a vet. Okay, I don't diagnose, I don't treat, and these patches don't cure anything, alright? This is my wife's barrel mare, Indy, that we're going to go over today. She's going to be our little test subject. But I'm going to try and do this just basically how you would get your patches yourself if you get them in the mail, in your sleeve, or if you have just a sample set that you got somewhere from a GetPatch.com rep. You're going to notice first off when you open up the patches that there's a tan patch, and then there's a little divider in there that's kind of tricky and it hides, but it keeps the white patches separate, the white patch, from your tan patch. So a lot of times you'll hear your GetPatch.com distributor talk about a set of patches. They're talking about a white and a tan. That's what we call one set right there. Okay? The key thing to remember with these patches is we typically always go white on the right. The reason for that being that the white patch is the positive patch. Okay? Typically, just like on you, the right side of your horse is positive and the left side is negative. So same deal on me, right? The right side of me is positive, the left side is a negative side. Okay? These patches are basically programmed to increase circulation and decrease inflammation. So when we put them on the proper sides of the horse in the proper spots where there's pain, 8 to 9 times out of 10 we almost always have pain disappear. Just like that. We're not blocking pain, we're not masking pain, anything like that. We're simply just getting rid of all the inflammation and increasing the circulation to that specific site, which then makes the horse pain-free. A lot of times I get asked what's in the patches. Completely drug-free, certified by the World Doping Agency, or organization actually, World Doping Organization, the folks that police the Olympics. It's a mix of amino acids, organic compounds, water, oxygen, and a little bit of sugar. That's actually all that's on these patches. Okay, they're a non-transdermal patch. Nothing enters your body if you put them on you, and nothing enters your horse's body. Actually, so pretty amazing product. Basically, what I kind of tell everybody how you can figure out how to look at your horse for pain is just think of your horse more like a race car. We'll stick with the barrel racing example since this mare is a barrel racer. This is your race car. Okay, essentially everything from right here in the pole to right up here in the front part of the wither of the shoulder, this is your steering. Okay, obviously everyone knows where the gas pedal is back here on a horse, right? You kick, that's the gas pedal. Well, if you kick and hit the gas and you've got no steering, your steering's not working right, what are you going to do? Crash into the wall, aka blow right by your first barrel, go all the way to the fence. It's not going to be fun. Okay, so everything you're doing when you're hitting the gas and you're turning the steering wheel, it's got to get back here to your motor, back here in the back. It's got to get there through your transmission, which is right here in the withers to right back here, almost to the SI joint back here over the kidney points in the horse. Okay, so from right here to right here, that's your transmission, right? And then lastly, in the back, you got your V8 motor. If you want to run with all the rest of the race cars at the race and be up there in the 1D or where you're usually clocking at, you want to make sure this is firing on all 8 cylinders back here. Indy might show us today, she's usually chronically kind of sore back here in the hamstrings because this little mare tries her heart out for my wife really hard, and she really locks down and launches out of her turns. So typically any horse that does that or they feel off or funny in the back end, probably because they're sore back here. And I'll show you how to check that really quick. So the first spot that we always check is up here in the pole. I'm only going to use about 5 pounds of pressure. That's not very much at all. Again, remember, I'm not a chiropractor or a vet, so this is the only spot you're going to see me working in that's similar to a chiro. You still need to use your chiro or your vet, but things will change up a little bit as I move back. So I'm just going to go ahead right here on Indy. I'm going to use about 5 pounds of pressure on either side of her pole, even pressure. I'm going to squeeze. Now this mare is typically never sore here. She just drops and relaxes when I hit that pressure point right there. Had she flown up in the air or moved away, pinned the ears back, any of those telltale signs that there's pain, then that was pain, in which case we would patch a white patch here and a tan patch on the other side opposite of it, just like we shot an arrow right through. Okay, so from there you're going to want to find a spot to either put put your patches where they're not by your cell phone, because cell phones can typically deprogram the patches. Magnets can also have a negative effect on the patches as well, so you want to keep them away from magnets. I'm going to come right down her neck. Next, I'm going to use even pressure on both sides of her neck when I come down. The reason for that is because if a horse is broke to neck rein, and I give heavy-handed one versus the other, the horse could think that I'm just asking him to move away. So you'll see me check multiple times. That's just because there's a lot going on depending on where you're around. Obviously you just saw a car drive by out here on the road. Something could just kind of catch them off guard, so I'm going to check again just to make sure if there's any pain. This mare typically just really likes the massage and doesn't really have much pain in her neck. She's pretty good about coming around, bending whenever Leah asks her to. Typically with neck pain, anything you find, like right here when I'm in front of them, they're going to start backing off. Okay, next I'm going to come through and just check the shoulder. I'm going to stay inside right here. You'll notice I'm not poking the horse, okay? A lot of people think that you got to go in and poke and look for pain. You don't. It's even consistent pressure and you're just moving along on those muscles. Okay, barrel horses I typically don't find a whole lot of pain in the front end and the shoulders unless they're off in the back end and they're really overcompensating, working their front end really hard. Rope horses, cutters, that's a different story. Usually I'll find some that are kind of more sole through the shoulders in here and stuff. Okay. Next spot we're going to check that we find a lot on barrel horses, if all of a sudden they're not really turning like they used to, maybe not making the first quite like they did or the second. Sometimes that's usually down here in this region down here. This is the equivalent of our oblique muscles here on the side. Okay, if you imagine yourself, you drop down on all four, run in a straight line and hook a right turn, you're going to stretch this right here from time to time if you're not up in shape. So just like us doing that, a horse can get sore here as well, because we do what to barrel horses? We teach them to bend, 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 right? That's what we always ask them to do. So it's not all that uncommon for them to be sore here. Same thing, I'm just going to take my thumb and I'm just going to apply pressure through here. And Indy typically is a little bit sore through here. She's not. We've been kind of really keeping her in shape pretty good here lately. And she hasn't really been working as hard as she typically does just because we haven't been going as much lately. Usually with this mare, when I hit in here, she'll move away really, really fast from me if she's sore in there, kind of like that right there. And I'm not doing much right there. So what I would do at that point is I would take a white patch and I'm going to go ahead and stick it right on that spot when I find it right there. She's jumping around a little bit right there. Then I'm going to take a tan patch. I'm going to put it again on the same exact spot straight through. Now I say same exact spot, guys, but it doesn't have to be. I'm going to look for soreness the same way I did on this side. I say the same exact spot, but it doesn't always have to, they don't have to be within a certain proximity of one another or anything like that. You can get them fairly close and they're still going to work. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do from there, we're going to let those work. I'm going to come back down, and where I'm going to work at now is what's called the bladder meridian. Okay, again, not a chiro, not a vet. I'm not qualified to be messing with the spine on your horse or anybody else's, so I stay away from there. I'm going to come about 4 finger length down from the spine. Okay, and that bladder meridian runs right here through the wither, parallel, all the way through here, right? And I'm just going to stay on that line and work all the way down into the back end right here. Okay, so I'm going to come my 4 finger width down, even, constant pressure through here. You see that right there? That's a first sign indicator right there that she might be a little bit sore. But again, I'm going to check her again, not because I'm trying to be a jerk and make her sore. I don't want to keep hitting her because as soon she's going to think that I'm just being mean and poking her. But if she drops again right there, or has a little bit of uncomfortableness, I'm going to go ahead and patch it. Okay, so just get your patches back out again. Keep grabbing the wrong ones. Get my Aculife patches. Going to go ahead and grab a tan patch and a white patch. And I'm just going to go ahead and find that spot again, stick right on the pain. White on the right. Okay. I'm going to come through. There's where she kind of tenses and wants to walk off from me because it doesn't feel that good. She's not that bad, guys. If you got a horse that you hit right there that totally drops or pins the ears and comes back on you, coming around trying to bite you, they're in some pretty bad pain. Indy, or Inky as we like to call her, she's usually pretty good. She's well taken care of. Now this mare swims a lot and does the Eurosizer and all that kind of stuff, so she's kept in pretty good shape for the most part. So okay, I patched that spot. I'm just going to continue on that line right here on that bladder meridian, maintain that 4-finger width all the way across right through here. Okay, I'm not really getting anything through here. A little bit of a wrinkle right there, but not much. Okay, I'm just going to watch that. I'm not gonna patch that right now. I'm just going to keep an eye on it. If it gets more sore or tightens up, then I might do something about it. But for now, I'm just going to go ahead and watch. I'm going to continue this line. I'm going to come right around, and if you want to come around on this side, notice how I'm standing. Okay, guys? Safety first, all right? You're all doing your own horses, and if they're in pain, they can do things that we don't expect them to do. We think they're okay. Okay, I've heard many people tell me, oh, they won't kick you, and let me tell you what, you hit a sore spot, they'll come around and bite you and try to kick you. Okay? This mare typically is sore in her hamstrings, like I said, because she works really hard. She just works her little heart out for my wife. So what I'm going to do here, come right on down. I'm going to stay inside almost into that butt cheek, and I'm going to come down right there into that hamstring. You see her kind of pick up and move off. This isn't bad for her, really. Those hamstrings are sore. Usually she's a lot more sore than that. She's gotten to the point where she loves her patches, so she doesn't really give too much fuss on this part here. Got a little technique on how we put these on. Back here. Again, you want to be in and out back here as quick as you can. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to peel off that patch, okay? And I'm taking it and I'm putting it on my thumb just like that. The idea being that you'll see me go up to this mare, I'm going to go right across that back line like that again, and when I come in right there on this hamstring, I'm just going to flip that in and be right out of there. Okay, so that way I'm not in a danger zone where I can get kicked or be hanging around where she's sore. Right there, I'm done, I'm out. And I'll do the same exact thing on the other side. Okay, stuck it on the thumb, same way. Notice I'm reversed though, okay? Now it's my right hand that's over here and I'm out of the way. I'm not standing in here trying to do it like this, okay? I'm over here, I'm gonna come around on old Indy, right there, sticker, poof, done. Okay, in and out, quick as can be. You can actually see on this mare, she's got a set from this weekend kind of still on her there, which we'll go ahead and peel off. Typically what we'll do, if right now it's the week, so we're just kind of doing maintenance work on her. If it's right before a race where we know she's going to run, we'll use a little dab of super glue to keep the patches on there while she's running. But we're just kind of doing maintenance this week and getting her good and ready for this weekend. So I didn't use any super glue on these. But that's it, guys, really, for the most part. Those are the main spots you want to check on your barrel horses or horses in general. My head horse Poncho out here, I kind of check him the same exact way. We had some really good success with him using the anxiety placement, 3-finger width behind the eye, but I'll do another video on that later. And thanks a bunch, guys, for watching, and don't forget, get out of there, get off the fence, and get patched. Talk to you later.